So in the second part of this talk, I want to talk more specifically about what a BA is, how to construct one, what it consists of, and how you might make some choices along the way in thinking about what your BA should look like. So I'm going to start off with a picture. This is a picture of a degree, a picture of the BA. It's a picture that's trying to really represent some rules, and pictures aren't brilliant at representing rules, but let me talk you through this a little bit. So there are different years of study. Year one is your first year at university for most people. And then there are papers that are defined as being higher level, 200 level, 300 level. And as you can see, some papers in a BA degree have to be in the humanities. So these ones are described as arts or arts major. Some don't. You need to do 20 courses in a standard BA, and at Otago, a course is 18 points. That means there are 360 points that you need to complete your whole degree. You have to have a major. There has to be at least one subject that's the focus of your BA. You can have more than one major. So the big question, of course, for lots of people is, well, so what should my major be? What should I sign up for? Of course, I think it should be philosophy, but I'm a philosopher. What do you think it should be? So if you're not sure, bear in mind, again, from the stats on employment, you want to do something that you like, that will keep you getting good grades. If you're not sure what that is, just do a wide variety of subjects when you first arrive. Hunt round for things that you think might be yours, and when you find subjects that you enjoy and are successful in, there's your major, or maybe more than one. How many papers should you do when you first get to university? Again, lots of people wonder about that because we give you some options. You can do 3 papers in your first semester, and that's full-time study as far as we're concerned, but you could do 4 if you're keen. If you have no other interests and really want to work hard, you could do 5. How many you should do depends on you. We recommend you take it a little bit easy in your first semester. 3 or 4 is good. Think about your other interests and other activities when you decide how many to do. But what should you do? Which subjects? Let me give you some examples. Here are some BAs, just to give you an idea of the different shapes of the degree that people manage to achieve when they design the sort of BA that they want. So here's one that really focuses in on one particular subject. This person really likes classics. It's their thing, so they've done lots of classic papers, including a lot of their optional papers are classics papers, and then a few other things that they're interested in. But this person's a specialist. Now, you might be a specialist of another sort. You might have one subject that you're very interested in, but a whole lot of other subjects that you think will connect up nicely with that subject. So here's another degree. This one's in geography. Again, it's a BA, of course, but this person's chosen just the minimum amount of geography, but then they've chosen a lot of other subjects that they think will work well with geography. So they've got history and politics and anthropology. They've got some science subjects. So you can have 5 science papers in your BA, just like you can have 5 commerce subjects. So they've got geology and ecology in their degree as well. Again, it's all on a sort of general theme. You can do something called an interdisciplinary major. So a good example of this, a very popular degree, is what's called the PPE degree, and PPE stands for Philosophy, Politics and Economics. So on this graph, all the blue subjects, they're all part of the major. The economics courses, the philosophy courses and the politics courses. People do this quite often if they've got a focus in on some particular thing that they want to do when they leave university. So the PPE is a common degree for people who are interested in government or going into public policy or something like that. So here's a way of getting a fair bit of diversity in your BA. But another way of doing that, of course, is to do a double major. So this person is doing a double degree. So this is a BA BSc. Now, an interesting thing to note about this is that because you can count some non-humanities courses in your BA and some non-science courses in your BSc, doing a double degree isn't quite the same amount of work as doing one degree and then doing another one. So this, instead of being 40 papers, is 33 papers. And this person, again, has got an interest and they've got a theme in their degree. They're very interested in things Māori. They're particularly interested, on the one hand, in Māori culture, Māori practice, Māori life, Māori language, but on the other hand, they're really interested in Māori populations. So as well as lots of courses from Te Tumu, they've also taken gender and linguistics, and then over in the sciences, they've gone for genetics and physiology and biochemistry, to give them a degree that really makes them expert across a broad set of ideas that connect up with this central theme. Of course, there are lots of majors you can take, and there are lots of double degrees you can do. Here's another example. A very common one is a BA LLB, and again, because some law points are allowed to be counted as arts points, you get a bit of a discount, as it were, by doing this as a double degree. So there's not as many humanities papers here as there would be if you were just doing a plain BA. I can't go through all the degrees. It would take far too long. Where to now? If you're still at school, you can go and talk to your school's careers advisor. Or you can talk to the University of Otago's schools liaison officer when they visit. Once you get to university, go and visit the departments that you're interested in. Course advisors are a very good idea. So especially once you get to university, hopefully you've talked to your guidance people at school, departmental course advisors will give you a really good idea of what the options are within a particular subject, whichever one you choose, and also which other subjects connect up well with the subjects that you like. If you're considering doing a double degree, it would be a good idea to go and see your divisional office. We have experts in the divisional office who can help you if you're doing something complex. So if you're doing a BA, go and see the Humanities divisional office and talk to the divisional course advisors. Visit departmental websites. They've got lots and lots of information about how their degrees work, what people do with the degree when they've finished, and which other subjects connect up well with the subject whose website you're visiting. And we've put lots and lots of information together in one website so that you can go and find out more. And that website is called MyBA. So just go to the university's website and type /MyBA. Thanks for listening.